Hello everyone. Welcome to today's edition of the Raid League. This is now the second installment of the first season of 2021, and I am most pleased to be welcoming all of you. I am your host today, Sam, and with me I have the bestest analyst, Muru.
Hey everyone, I'm back from last week.
Yeah, it was quite amazing, everything went incredibly well, and as it is teased, the stream title, the victims for tonight are none other than Slothazor and KC, both known as Pug Destroyers. But Muru, with me, is going to be explaining just everything about the intricacies of how our 200 plus players will be destroying these hurdles. But before we jump into the actual event, I have two things to announce to you very swiftly. The first is that we now have a dedicated YouTube channel for the Guild Wars 2 Raiding League. I urge you, if you haven't already done so, to subscribe to it and keep an eye out for when we re-upload the VODs. The other thing that I want to talk about is the fact that we have reached the limits we needed to get partnership with Ironanet for this event again. Not partnership, my bad, but sponsorship. So once again, we are receiving a hefty amount of gems to send to our most esteemed winners at the end of the season. So if you haven't already decided to participate, it is not too late. Jump into the adventure and surprise us with your best performances. Now that all this is said and done, I believe it is time for us to get going. Muru, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Alright, then let's get going. So first, we're gonna have a look at the Slothazor raid comps, and starting from the bottom of our league, we are gonna have... I have other qualities than DPS. Their emblem is beautiful, and so is their comp, because actually we're not gonna have that many people boasting about such diversity. I believe, sadly.
I want to point out this comp. I watched the video to it in advance, and they do 0 greens. They just walk into the middle and tank it with 6 healers, I think, and just tank through the entire green without worrying about doing any of the mechanics. It's so beautiful to watch.
I guess there is a hefty amount of satisfaction in watching a team just go in without any care in the world, taking all the damage, and somehow still managing to get something done. I mean, this is a kill. This is a kill.
It's a beautiful kill at that. I recommend people watch through that one. It's just hilarious to watch.
Okay, everyone remember that although we do not show all the VODs on the live stream, the list of VODs is going to be given to you at the end of the show, and you can watch just about anything you would want to. Next up at the 20th position, we have Commanders. Then again, we have a pretty diverse comp, although Soul Beast is the preferred class for this team. What would you have to say about the choice of picking a Soul Beast here, Muru, if there is any form of analysis you could give us?
Soul Beast is really good in Sloth because you can get a lot of burst inside of the phase just before he CCs, and then after the CC, your burst will probably be back up if you're not too quick, which means it's like really good because Soul Beast has the biggest burst in a 20-second duration, especially if you stack them. What impresses me about the comp though is that they went with Herald instead of having a healer there. So the Herald will be giving the Might and Protection regen, and they just rely on their own self-sustain to live, or the Soul Cleave, of course, from the Renegade, which is pretty cool for a bronze team as well.
Yeah, I was actually wondering, Muru, if using the bear stance on the Soul Beast wasn't like quite a developed tactic for the people in the lower tiers, because it is sort of a free out of jail button when it comes to Slothazor Shake or even the Fear.
Yeah, the best stance with the Shake, actually, I didn't think about that. That's really nice because you can just instantly cleanse them off your team.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is literally a free out-of-jail card. Anyways, we keep going onwards because we do not have all night ahead of us. The 19th team is Primordus Go. Wow! I love that emblem. Like, this is me in the
So
morning
good.
before coffee, for sure. Uh, and their tip comp is once again rather diverse. You know, that's what I like about the bottom of the leaderboard with the rating league, is that at the bottom we have all the possible comps. Then as we go onwards, it becomes more competitive, everything kind of streamlined. But this is beautiful. I like this.
So nice to see.
Yeah, all them different colors, man. But yeah, moving onwards, at the 18th position, we have the Alliance de Dragrimar. You know, the usual Frenchies, always here, always representing. And they're also using the power of the Soul Beast and Dragon Hunter burst to ensure their kill. 2 minute 42, we're already quite high when it comes to performance. And we still have 17 teams to go. You know, I am already impressed, and we haven't even begun.
Yeah, the times are already pretty short.
Indeed. At the 17th position, we have Pragmatic Raiding. Pragmatic Raiding decided to rely on the power of the Dragon Hunter and Firebrand, as well as some Weavers, to get their 2 minutes and 39-second kill. Once again, pretty strong, pretty well done, I would say. Muru, is there anything special to say about this, or shall we move forward?
I'm looking at the Weavers here, because in the record they run Weavers for the sustain, and you don't see many Weavers in other bosses, so it's nice to see that class come back.
Yeah, I mean, Weaver used to be the best thing. I recall back in the days when actually Elementalist, that was a long time ago, was considered to be the worst class, and then suddenly people discovered the concept of burst, and then everything changed. Without the Fire Nation attacking, that is. Anyways, at the 16th position, we have Relax and Ignore DPS. 2 minute and 30 second, which is already extremely good. They're running 3 Dragon Hunters and a Power Reaper, as well as actually a single Soul Beast. You know, that Power Reaper has me surprised. That is interesting. I'm assuming that's a Power Reaper. Like, that can't possibly be a hybrid or a Condi, right? That's a Power Reaper, yeah.
One of the reasons to run Reaper, I would say, is to pull the slubs, because they can get really annoying, and obviously the pull has a really long range, and obviously Reaper is so hard to kill, so I can see its usage there.
I mean, indeed, that is a very good thing to say. Speaking of being able to pull, actually the Soul Beast also has a little bit of a role to play here, because the axe pull is quite strong, and if you actually kind of line yourself with some slubs, you can do a very good job. However, we move onwards, and at the, actually, okay, 15th Exequer, another timer of 230, it is Calamity CA. They have decided to forego the most incredible performance of the previous session of the rating league, and I have come 15th on this one. Running Triple Weaver, maybe that was their downfall, however, I am pleased to see a Triple Weaver. You know, I like this.
I think that's very similar to the record comp, with Herald and Triple Weaver for the AoE heal sustain. It's pretty nice.
Indeed. Actually, you know, a timer of 230, maybe that is actually where most of the teams are gonna lie when it comes to the score. Anyways, we move onwards, and at the 14th position, this time we have the Howling Legion. With the timer of 2 minutes and 27 seconds, they got that performance by using 5 Dragon Hunters. Actually, Muru, enlighten me if you say so. Dragon Hunter can actually block the Slothazor Shake with F3?
Yes, not with F... Well, with F3 it can apply Aegis, which will block it, but Sloth shoots loads of little bolts. So one of the things which we'll probably see down the list is Dragon Hunters running... I forgot what it's called now, the Meditate your Elite, which makes you invulnerable for 3 seconds. That can block all of the shake for all your team if you manage to jump into the hitbox enough. So I can see that strategy happening a lot with either Dragon Hunter Elite skill or Distortion on Chrono, which is also very common.
Okay.
The shake is very, very damaging, so you need to find a way to block it or survive through it.
Wait a second. People are saying in the chat that the timer for the CAPOV was 150. I wasn't made aware of that prior to this, but if that is the case, I believe that the team, you know, in the back office behind me there, are gonna pay attention to that and fix the leaderboard. Rest assured, they are probably already working on it. Moving onwards, however, because we do need to move onwards so that we're able to watch some POVs, we have Gorseval won't hit you as long as you have an Aegis, you know, with a timer of 2 minutes and 18 seconds. They are running 4 Dragon Hunters, one less than the previous team comp, and that gave them the edge they needed. You know, actually, that's looking like a pretty, you know, like a pretty balanced comp. Like they have bursts, they have utility in the form of the Dragon Hunter, and yet they're still running that Soul Beast and everything. That's looking pretty good.
Like, again, sticking to the name of Aegis, running with the Dragon Hunters.
Quite so. But yeah, moving onwards with our teams, we have at the 11th position, Legendary Inside Ally, with a timer of 2 minutes and 16 seconds. They are running 4 Holomancers. They actually completely decided to forego the blue class, you know, replace it with the orange class, keeping only a single Dragon Hunter.
There for the Elite Meditate, as I mentioned earlier, to try and block the Shake as much as possible.
Okay, give me just a second. Okay, I just need to have a look at said back office for the issue we are experiencing right now. Okay, everybody has been notified in the admin team. Rest assured, we are working on that issue. Anyways, we're now gonna enter the top 10 performances. Even though actually no, we should have another 11th exequer before that. It is Quantify KT. You know, that is it's a pretty good one. I'll accept that. 2 minutes and 16 seconds as well. They're running 3 Weavers and a variety of other specializations. What actually stands out a little bit, I mean, the Firebrand doesn't actually stand out that much. It is quite a strong class to have, but for sure that is a good performance. You said that that this was close to the record run team comp, didn't you, Muru?
Yeah,
the triple Weaver tactic. Would you actually elaborate on that a little bit for the people watching the stream?
So the record run is 3 Weavers, a 10-man quick chrono, a Dragon Hunter, 2 Soul Beasts, a Herald, a BS, and an Alakren. So it's a no healer comp, and all the protection, regen, might is all from the Herald.
Okay.
But they decided to switch it up a little bit. You know, run the healer for stability, which honestly, in the hour that you've got, having a Druid to help you out is really, really nice. And then obviously some of the other DPS classes, instead of a second Soul Beast, they've ran a Hollow, you know, just to help them out. And instead of a Dragon Hunter, a Firebrand, which fills the same niche of blocking the Shake with renewed focus. So it's a very similar comp, but obviously their own twist on it and what they enjoy playing.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually very interesting because it does get closer to what Ardenet was thinking when they started designing Guild Wars 2 as a video game. Their initial credo was that every class should be able to fill every single role by itself. Like, you wouldn't need a Holy Trinity. For just about any class can bring something to the table in the group instance content. And here this is exactly what we see with the Weavers bringing some sustain, you know, the H class being able to bring some boons. This is actually the epitome of what Ardenet wanted for Guild Wars 2. So congratulations, Quantify, for running this, and congratulations to the other teams who are going to be using this kind of a team comp. Entering the top 10, we are now looking at Apple Core with a timer of 2 minutes and 12 seconds. They actually brought an extra Berserker for the incredible power that this class can have when it comes to rather instant burst, as well as the existence of a lot of CC in its kit. And accompanying it, we have a triple Hollow. Muru, what does a Hollow have that makes it more sought after than some other classes that we already deemed as being very high efficiency on this boss, such as the Weaver, the Dragon Hunter, the Soul Beast? What does Hollow bring that makes it stand apart?
Hollow, I'm assuming their sword, they could be rifle as well, but I'm assuming sword because you can run a shield offhand at a very, very minor DPS loss, and shield offhand brings huge CC. So Sloth has 5 CC phases, or 6, depending on if you can skip the last one or not. And so obviously CC on demand is super important, and Hollow brings very, very powerful CC. Same with the second warrior. When I first saw this, I thought it was going to be split banner warrior, so they can upkeep Berserk. But after looking into the log, it turns out it's just a DPS warrior with a mace offhand, so it looks like they've brought that just for some burst CC as well, because Mace 5 is huge CC, I think 300 breakbar damage. So it's just a nice little, extra CC boost in there, which normally let's say, Soul Beast wouldn't be able to bring, since Soul Beast doesn't bring too much CC.
Alright, that is indeed a very good analysis, and that reminds me of the olden days of when this raid actually released. CC wasn't something that people were used to that much, especially with the form of break bars, because we were used to the good old CC stacks on bosses, where you just needed to, CC 5 times and then the next CC would actually work. That was the case in dungeons at least, and, back in the days, there were some very interesting attempts with Slick Shoes on Engineer to bring a lot of CC on bosses with rather big hitboxes, such as Slothazor, for instance, or Gorseval before it. Moving onwards with our kills, we have at the 9th position, go even further beyond... I just love that guild, every time I see them, I am happy. They're bringing in a very interesting comp. They have the Power Reaper. They have 2 Soul Beasts. They have an actual Tempest. A Tempest. These people, you see a Chronomancer, right? You see a Berserker. You see a Tempest and a Reaper. These people are still playing in HOT. They're playing an HOT Raid Wing. They're bringing the HOT comp. Now, let's have a look at what exactly they had in store for us. And check out that POV.
One for the full rainbow comp is all, I'm proud.
All right, and it gets started rather beautifully. We actually have the Reaper point of view. I'm liking this.
We can see the Reaper pulling, I'm assuming, is what's going to happen, like they did with the earlier Reaper pick as well.
I mean, like that, the burst initially on the Reaper is actually quite good. Like you can see one of the DPS, the Soul Beast, being just a little bit below the Reaper. Reaper is quite strong, and I think it is a pick that is slapped on by a lot of pogs, actually, because it brings a lot in the form of utility. It is very easy to play. You have the added bonus of it being very good in terms of survivability. Even though that is not something, of course, that matters a lot when you see this kind of high-quality performance.
I'm liking the Heal Tempest as well instead of a Druid to normally supply might. So it's a nice tech choice. And they can run a Spirit on the Soul Beast instead of having to have the Druid, which is nice. I like the healer diversity. I wonder as well if they gave a Conjure weapon to one of the Soul Beasts, because Conjure Lightning Hammer is extremely powerful on Soul Beast, and since they've got 2 of them, it might, help boost the DPS, which they wouldn't normally have had. One of the big things about the last bit of Sloth is during 20 to 10%, if you get him to get stuck in an animation and burst him down fast enough, you can get him down to 0%, which I can see some of the other teams will probably be doing.
Yeah,
but
here, sadly, it is failed. 4% it goes into the CC. Quite a sad feat.
Yeah, if they just got slightly enough more DPS, they could have skipped that last CC phase, but sadly not.
It's a shame, but that is a very good run nonetheless. Alright, moving onwards with our runners. We have at rank number 8 Lonely Raiders in your area with a time of 2 minutes 9 seconds. They're running a rather close team comp. They forewent the Tempest for the Weaver back again. They do not have a Reaper, but brought in a Howler instead. This comp is looking like an off-brand version of the record comp, if I could say. But without further ado, let's look at that POV. Off we go.
I'm pretty impressed by the lack of healer there with only 2 Weavers as well. So one of the reasons why the record ran Weavers was because their heal skill lets them do splash heal. But here they've only got 2, so they'll have even less splash healing on the boss. So it's pretty impressive for them to survive through that as well. Especially since Sloth does just so much damage with, Flame Breath, and obviously the ads throw 1 or 2 hits on you maybe. It could really screw up your run if you're not careful.
Definitely so. I'm actually enjoying, seeing this hero POV, because the use of CC on this class is very important here. And we were mentioning earlier how important Holder was when it came to CC, the Berserker as well, but we didn't mention the Herald or like Revenant in general. The Staff 5 is very strong.
Staff 5 can hit multiple times, and because Sloth is a huge hitbox, it's got even more hits that it can land as opposed to some other CC bosses. So it's such a powerful, it's 150 CC per hit, up to 9 hits. Though generally it'll be 6, 7 hits. So it's a huge break bar damage, which is so underestimated with the CC distribution, because you've got two Staff 5s, like a Herald and a Renegade. So it will just shred through the CC by casting both of them, which is nice.
Actually, I was wondering, like, can you actually block the shake if you're using, is it Staff 3 that is actually a projectile block inside the hitbox? Does that work out?
No, I don't think blocks like Mesmer Shield block or Staff 3 or other blocks similar to that don't work. It's in vulnerabilities like Mist Form from Elementalist or Renewed Focus from Guardian in general, or Distortion from Chrono. I think those kinds of invulnerabilities block the shake, whereas just blocks in general don't block it for the rest of the team, they only block it for yourself.
Alright. Once again, a very sad instance of a 3% break bar, That actually makes me feel bad. Like, that was a very, very good run, nonetheless. They most certainly deserve their position up there in the Silver League. Back again together.
Beautiful kill.
Yeah. Like, they would have shaved quite a lot of time and probably been sub 2 minutes right there. Alright, at the 7th position, we have Codicus Ministry with a time of 2 minutes to second. This being faster, could we already assume that they managed to skip the last CC Muru? Because that's either very good burst or they skipped the last CC, I guess. The Dragon Hunters are back on the work, and yeah. They also have that Herald out there, just ready. No, actually, that's that's a Herald, just ready to bring in the CC, and bring in the healing. Very, very strong. I mean, why not forego the Druid for like the much more CC-ridden Herald? Also, the healing on Herald is super strong. Anyways,
I think they probably run the DPS Herald version. Yeah, a lot of the comps will probably run the DPS Herald version, like we just saw there with Shiro. And just rely off the protection and regeneration. Okay. Is nice, but can be tricky, as I mentioned earlier.
Alright, and this, Justin in the chat, they didn't actually skip the last CC, like they're confirming it themselves. This could have very well been a sub 2 minutes, like for sure, if they managed to skip it. Anyways,
CC will probably be a big difference between some of these skills.
Yeah, definitely so. And we will get to see some of it in our bestest POVs in the Gold League. Yeah, moving onwards, we have Cormier redeeming themselves and taking the 6th position. With a sub 2 minutes timer, they obviously achieved it by bringing in the classic, the tried and true, the hold my beer and watch me DPS comp with 6 power chronos.
The chronos are back.
You don't need anything if you take the chronos. This is completely fine. So yeah, congratulations, Cormier. This time, for yet another little push forward. If you all want to learn how to raid, as well as the people you're watching on the stream today, head over to the Crossroads Inn, and you can get to learn just about anything about raids, and maybe you can take part in the Guild to Raid League yourself. Make sure to do so before the end of the season if you want a piece of our amazing prize pool. Speaking about the prize pool, and before we move further beyond, a small reminder that it is possible to donate to make it even bigger and to get even more people to participate, making the event such a feast. So yes, make sure to donate and participate in the raiding league. Moving onwards to the 5th position, we have Chronomania. With a timer of 1 minute and 56 seconds, they got a small head start of 2 seconds on Cormier. They completely abandoned the idea of running chronos because you see only one here for the boons, and instead went for the record run comp with a little twist on it, if I'm not mistaken, Muru, bring in the triple weaver alongside that power herald and 2 soul beasts.
I think that's class for class, the exact comp that the record runs, with the dragon hunter to block with its elite, obviously, and
okay.
boons with the usual. And then the DPS choices of 3 Weavers to heal with a splash heal, and 2 Soul Beasts, because Soul Beasts stun share and Weaver uses it like crazy. So it's huge DPS class, and there's nothing wrong with running the record comp. It's tried and tested, it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, having a record run makes a big difference for all of these raids, because the teams at the top, they run for speed, you know, they run to get the best time, and obviously a record run comp is supposedly the best time. So it's just a matter of skill and being able to pull it off in the window of time that is given to them. Moving onwards to the 4th position. On the Slothazor leaderboard, we have Wonderful Ideas, Poor Execution, with a timer of 1 minute and 52 seconds. And here, the logo is purple, but that's not the only thing that's purple, the team comp is as well. We have not 6 but 7 chronos. This should be avoided at some point in life, you know, we should just say no more chronos. Yet, that's the way they decided to tackle this fight. And we'll have a look at exactly what they did in just a moment.
We've got a Druid POV coming up, so at least it's not a Chrono POV.
Oh, thank God. Goodness gracious. But yeah, the purple class is a little bit too strong, you know, like it needs at some point to get fixed.
No, 100% agree. Definitely needs a nerf coming up.
Yeah.
And as we just saw at the start, actually, the Druid is running double axe, so they can do that axe 4, which you mentioned from the Soul Beast, to help pull in the slubs.
Quite so. I remember because at some point I was participating in trying to do a record run on this boss, and there was a lot of attention being put onto the axe pulls, as well as making sure to, well, in the case of Weaver at the time, keep axe 3, you know, for the modifiers.
Yeah, it's with stuff like hollows, which we saw earlier, the axe 3 is really nice uptime on chill and weakness, I think. So it's just
Definitely,
nice
yeah.
3 boons.
It was for the weakness that you would run it back then. Your Weaver modifiers. You see here we can see some very good movement from the Druid, who went with his staff 3 to pick the shroom and eating just 1 extra spot for the team to stay in.
Yeah, almost gotten cleaved down as well with those condis.
Yeah, that was a close call for sure. They might have actually needed to practice that quite a few times before pulling it off as nicely as this. Slothazor is already into its last 20% of health, and they only had to eat that 1 spot with the second shroom. That is a very fast and efficient kill.
A big disadvantage with the Druid taking the shroom, however, is your spirits die, so you can't summon the elite spirit beforehand, and you need to resummon your spirit, so you'll have some downtime. So it is a bit of a gamble of, you know, having your Druid who can't heal, can't have spirits. You got to choose what's good and what isn't, and they decided that that was the good choice for them, which is nice.
And it definitely was a good choice for them, as they got a very good time, even though, sadly, they didn't get that very good CC skip on the last few persons. You know, they were stuck at 7. What a shame. Still very, very good one. Moving onwards to the 3rd position, we have Scuffed Opening GG with 1 minute and 40 seconds, and we're going to watch our POV in just a few seconds. However, before that, I would like to add one thing. We we had a little bit of a fix, on the positions on the leaderboard. I'm having a look at Discord right now to confirm it. The Calamity team had a timer of 1 minute and 50 seconds. It was placed at the wrong spot earlier on the presentation. It would actually be number 4 and have its position fixed to this as the stream ends. We will be publishing the scores and it will be fixed by then. So rest assured, Calamity is definitely at the 4th position. Congratulations to them, they did very well. They're representing the Frenchies, who are quite active in the chat. Congratulations to them.
So Calamity asked, I helped Calamity with some of their training actually, and they asked me to shout them out as the best French guild. I don't actually know how many of their members are actually French, however.
If they're able to say "honhon baguette," then they're French. You needn't doubt them. Yeah, we can.
Hey, gents, we actually have the Dragon Hunter, the POV for one of Calamity's groups in Discord. If you can check it in this stream channel and play that.
Okay, I'll just go quickly grab it, which means that I will need to open Discord, but you will forgive me for the unsightly display of my Discord servers. Let's go very quickly catch this up. In which channel did you put it, Yvonne?
In the February stream.
February stream channel, alright. February stream channel, okay. There are tenant posters amongst them. Okay, I already love this POV. Lads and lasses, we're watching it. Calamity showing off the 4th position in there. And actually, that chat cover makes the run.
I like the sus.
Yeah, blue is sus. I like this as well. Alright, once again thanks to Evan and the rest of the admin team for the Guild Wars 2 Raid League for this very swift intervention in both fixing the score and enabling us to showcase the wonderful POV of the people who came 4th. It's pretty refreshing as well to have the Dragon Hunter POV right there, because we don't watch blue POVs that often, do we?
Yeah, I'm as I've been mentioning quite a bit with the Dragon Elite running Renewed Focus, they haven't actually done that for this comp. So I'm assuming they block it with Distortion or dodge through it, but I'm surprised that they didn't try and run that one. But I guess they already have enough blocks already as is. And then he goes and eats the shroom as well, so
yeah,
that explains why his DPS wasn't the best at the on the chat cover.
And that is completely alright. Like, making use of the very good movement skills on the class is what makes it for here.
Yeah, I never considered using Dragon Hunter F2 to, skip and jump to the other shroom to pick it up. That's a really nice use of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of these classes that have very good mobility. Like, you can really pay attention to the mobility of classes when you play a game mode like PvP, for instance. Here, I am pretty sure that they paid attention to everything that was there. It is something that has been lost from the dungeon times, the use of mobility skills.
Dragon Hunter running PI to share the Bane Signet, so they can CC with Bane Signet and then share it right afterwards, and then they missed the last CC sadly, and someone's dead as well. Oh, poor Calamity with the run.
Yeah, I mean, then again, that was a very, very good run, and we're just going to resume our presentation with Scuffed opening GG. So yeah, just once again, word Calamity, position number 4 on the leaderboard for Sloth. Everything is going to be fixed by the end of the stream. Congratulations to them. Good chat cover, amazing performance, good damage and ability, no utility on the Dragon Hunter, because, like, who needs utility to get 4th position without it? They're the best. The best Frenchies. Sorry.
Best Frenchies. Good.
Best Frenchies. Best Frenchies. Good team. Good baguette. Well done. Anyways, moving onwards, we have Scuffed opening GG at the 3rd position, 1 minute and 40 seconds, so they get a full 10 seconds on the previous team, which was Calamity. They are running close to the record comp, once again, when you see that triple weaver, 2 soul beasts, you're in here. And Muru, I guess we're just gonna jump right in to that POV so that you may comment it.
That's the record comp, but swapped with the druid. And on their notes that they uploaded, they actually said they decided to swap the Herald for Druid for survivability, which is honestly a really good decision, because you've got that 1 hour where you want to get your best time. You don't want to risk surviving, which is, you know, it's a nice little change to the record comp just to fit the raid league.
I mean, because yeah, like the way the raid league is made creates a need for consistency that you wouldn't necessarily have in a record comp. When you're writing for a record run, it doesn't matter if you have to reset over and over, do it over multiple tries, multiple nights even. But when you're doing the raiding league, you want to be able to actually get a good run in the window of time that is allocated.
I just want to comment to some people mentioning in the chat about the Chrono standing in the sweet spot where there's no poison. I asked Evo about this before, and he said as long as they didn't stay there and they just casted their opener, that was allowed, since they could also have done that at the starting location anyway. So it would have been the same regardless of where they started. So he said that that was an okay thing for them to use for like the 1 second, and they asked in advance apparently. So all good regarding the bug abuse.
Which we shouldn't call a bug abuse in this case.
Yes, it's not necessarily,
if it doesn't give you an edge, our internet wouldn't say anything, and so will the raiding league not say anything.
Yeah, and they asked in advance to check, so it's nice as well.
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure to clarify there's no drama like there was with us last month even. So.
Yeah, just always come clean, come forward with everything, and that is the better way to do things. They managed to get the DPS window in the shade. Oh boy, they skipped that CC. That was beautiful. Did you see that, Muru? That was
yeah.
clean.
It was really nice actually finishing.
Yeah,
actually finishing it before it can get off its last CC is nice. Nice to see that a team actually did it.
Clean. Gotta give it to them. That was good. All right, now we move onwards to the number 2 team on the leaderboard, and that would be Quantify. QT, congratulations for that run. You got 1 minute and 30 seconds, running 7 chronos. I guess it is all about how many chronos you can stack. That's what decides your performance.
I can't wait for it to be nerfed. See more original comps as well.
Quite so. All right, let's have a look at that POV, shall we?
It's a bit of a shame that Sloth time is pretty short, because there's so many small things which so many different teams have done, like how they block Shake, how they deal with pulls, but you just don't have time to mention it all because it's just such a short kill. I just want to say, like, a lot of teams have done some really unique stuff, which sadly was not able to be mentioned.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is down to whomever gets the fastest, most consistent run, manages to get everything done correctly. Here you can see some very good placement from that Renegade to ensure that they get the entirety of the staff 5 hits throughout the Slothazor. Once again, with what you said earlier, and the size of the hitbox. A lot of thinking goes into this. The same goes actually into the thinking of the pets to take on a druid, for instance. Like if you use the Electric Wyvern, you actually get more hits for CC on a bigger hitbox than you would by using a Gazelle, for instance.
One of the things we saw highlighted here was the Chronos cleave like crazy. Their Disenchanter can bounce to the slub, so whoever ate first needs to dodge away super far, and then come back later on to come eat the shrooms before it gets cleaved by the opening. So it's nice to see them not have the slub down like so many times, because I can totally imagine with Chronos, it just instantly dies.
Indeed, at some point, though, your tactic brings in the extra difficulty, right?
Yeah,
it is good to see team playing around it.
Someone mentioned as well, Chronos using Sword 3, which normally just is a leap finisher which can't be used that well, but the Revenant Road applies a lightning field, so it applies a leap finisher on a lightning field, which is a daze, so it's a nice way to also help out with the CC. Albeit Chrono doesn't need much help since it has crazy CC as is.
Yeah, this is very, very impressive. But you know what is even more impressive? The fact that this is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and yet there's a team that got a faster time than this. That is the team we will unveil right now. Congratulations to 17 Elitist, my boy Muru represent, I guess. For 1 minute and 27 seconds, they got barely faster than the previous team. Congratulations on your #1 score. You swapped a Chrono for a Tempest, I assume?
Chrono for Soul Beast and Druid for Tempest.
Yeah, that is quite impressive. So, Muru, is there anything you would like to say about your time, your comp, something before we dive into the video? Because 1 minute and 27 seconds is very short. It's barely 3 seconds slower than the record run for Slothazor. Anything you'd like to say before we look at the video?
So our comp and QT's comp is very similar. The strategies are relatively similar with small differences. But I think one of the things which sets maybe the 3-second difference is the choice of Tempest with Soul Beast. So Tempest can give Lightning Hammer to Soul Beast, and Soul Beast is crazy with the Lightning Hammer since it's a huge hitbox. Its Lightning Hammer 4 can hit so many hits inside of the Sikkim. So that let us get a big burst of damage with the Soul Beast, which I believe maybe got us those few seconds, which let us actually place above QT.
That is very interesting indeed, and hopefully we'll get to see that in the POV right now.
Yeah, the eating strategy as well. So as we saw, the QT decided to eat the first shroom, dodge away and wait. Whereas for our comp, which you'll see just now, is we ate the shroom and then instantly got out of the shroom again. So we just stood in the starting spot for as much time as we could, so we had as many DPS members as we could.
Okay, indeed, that burst right off the bat was truly impressive. That Soul Beast is just topping the DPS leaderboard. It's impressive.
Soul Beast is crazy, but the problem is when you get faster, it doesn't have its burst up every phase. So
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about, yeah. Like at some point you're playing against yourself.
But yeah, as you saw, we didn't have a slub at all. So the strategy which we ran to try and maximize as many DPS members as we could was standing the starting spot for a minute, because after a minute it gets filled up with poison.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you can see there's a portal on the floor. We blink with Chrono, portal, eat the shroom, and then use the portal back, because when you're a slub, you're an enemy, and the portal turns into an enemy. So you can go back, eat the shroom to clear the green again instantly, and then the slub instantly dies because of the cleave. But yeah, it's a really interesting strat.
That is crazy. That is actually crazy.
Yeah,
you're saying this as though it is super simple, but that is truly impressive.
Yeah, you can see us trying to survive on the green while waiting for the slub to eat the shroom. So,
that's a huge brain right there. Oh my god. That is truly impressive.
So many times where we just kill our slub, or the slub ate too late and we all died. So it was a really interesting strat and very enjoyable. And it let us maximize as much DPS as we could, albeit one Chrono having to drop 2 utilities for Blink and Portal.
So yeah, that was truly impressive. In the chat, people are asking us to also show the Soul Beast POV. I believe that we have enough time ahead of us to actually showcase it. Muru, would you like us to watch the Soul Beast POV and to comment it?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Alright, then a second POV, off we go.
I'm pretty sure we get to see the nice Lightning Hammer usage here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see. You know, I'm a sucker for Soul Beast gameplay. That's what I'm here for.
Being able to just swing that Hammer 4 and just inside of Sikkim and completely nuke. Yeah, Frenzy, who's our resident Soul Beast player, under pressure now, trying to keep the rotation as clean as possible.
Wow, that is indeed really impressive.
So the slight problem with Soul Beast, as mentioned earlier, is it doesn't offer too much CC. That's why you run a Gazelle, so you can use your F2 every CC phase. There's the Lightning Hammer as well to just...
Yeah, but that was without Sikkim. Yeah, that was without Sikkim though. That kind of sad right there.
Don't worry, you'll see a Sikkim one.
Yeah, I wanna see that. Keeping the Lightning Hammer for the CC, is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, very good pick.
Yeah. Keep
oh boy.
Well. Yeah.
Okay. I just saw it. Okay. I saw that.
It's such. So we tested it on the a large golem, and it does like 120 damage almost instantly with Sikkim. 120k damage. It's insane. Like the combo of bringing them both together is crazy.
Okay. Once again. Okay. Looking at right there, you know, we saw already someone porting to get a shroom and coming back with it. Oh my God.
Instantly down.
Yeah, instantly. Oh boy. You know, that is pure violence right there.
And they get their second hammer as well with Sikkim and One Wolf Pack, and it just nukes. And it's a really nice way of guaranteeing the 20% to 0% skip, because there's a Soul Beast with Lightning Hammer, Sikkim, One Wolf Pack. They just nuke that last 20%, so the Chronos don't need to worry too much about it.
Okay.
And another thing I forgot to mention about the Tempest was they run Mist Form, as we saw with Dragon Hunter's Renewed Focus and Chronos with Distortion to try and block the Shake attack at the end.
Okay. So it has been said in the chat, the leaderboard, everything has already been updated, you know, with CA at the right position. So yeah, that is our final standing with CA at position 4. Congratulations to everyone who participated in these amazing Slothazor attempts. Congratulations especially to the 17 Elitists for that very clever eating tactic sporting a portal. This is very, very impressive. And yeah, I mean, also giving the Lightning Hammer, that was a very good kill. You know, that's what we're here for at the Guild Wars 2 Raid League, to see impressive takes on our usual bosses.
Sadly, I can't remember whose idea it was to do the portal eating strat, but credit to whoever it was amazing.
So credit where credit's due. Moving along, it is now time for us to talk about the next raid boss for for this month, you know, Raid League. It is none other than our boy KC, but before that, let's just have a very quick, well, no, actually, no look at that, because we're gonna have CA taking the spot over here, pushing Wonderful Ideas per execution down, so everyone goes down one row from there, and the points are gonna be re-updated. However, now, moving back to what we wanted to say, it is time for Casey. Casey, a Pug Destroyer. Casey, a very violent boss. I remember back when it was released, a lot of people were struggling there because it was not very evident what to do. The merging of the statues actually deleted quite a few teams. It is no easy encounter, and I can't wait to see what the Raid League's takes on it are.
There's quite a few small things that you need to worry about in KC, of how you deal with the statues so they don't merge, how you deal with CC if you do the CC for some phases, and how you deal with the split mechanics and the summoning mechanics of the red and white. I'm not sure what to call that one, but how to deal with those so you can actually do as much DPS as you can without having to worry about doing the mechanics, really.
Quite so. But yeah, let's have a look at this. The last team to come up in the Bronze League is the Howling Legion Howl. With a time of 5 minutes and 45 seconds, they are rank number 22. Once again, I want to, make everyone look at the fact that we have over 200 players participating in our monthly Raid League installments. That is huge. There's incredible participation. It is thanks to you guys, but it's also thanks to our growing donation pool. Remember to donate, and I'm pretty sure Linka will put the link as needed in the chat for you guys to see where to donate at. So, comp looks pretty simple. There are some power pros, there are some soul beasts, there are 2 berserkers, CC, burst. You know, it is looking quite classic, it is looking quite good. And without further ado, we move onwards. At rank 21, with the timer just 3 seconds faster than the previous team, we have the Alliance de Dragrimar, who are playing like quite a bit of Chronos already. We're seeing the purple show up in here. I don't know what else to say about it.
I can slowly see that stacking up. The Chronos are going. You're going to see a lot of Chronos probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already feeling it. You know, I'm getting a headache because like purple's just hitting my eyes different. But yeah, team number 20. It is Hervio por nuestros pecados. They got a timer of 5 minutes and 33 seconds, nearly 10 seconds faster than the previous team. 2 Chronos, 2 Dragon Hunters, 2 Hollows, 1 Soul Beast. You know, that is a pretty eclectic comp. You know, I like this. I personally like this.
Loads of solid DPS classes. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it is. These are classes that have very good burst power DPS. Like, that's what you're looking for at KC anyways, because it's all about bursting, ensuring you get rid of the merging statues. That is what is important here.
Casey as
19th?
well, that I don't think many people know. Sorry, I forgot, worth mentioning. Is Casey, I think, takes around 36% more physical damage, the same as VG. It has just less toughness overall, so power is stronger there than Condi, obviously.
But yeah, so moving onwards, at the 19th position, you have Pragmatic Raiding with a time of 5 minutes 26, 7 seconds faster than the previous team. They are running, once again, DPS by the doubles. 2 Berserkers, 2 Chronos, 2 Dragon Hunters, 2 Soul Beasts. Once again, very, very strong power classes with good burst, good presence on the field. And for sure, they deserve that position. Moving onwards, at the 18th position, we have Relax and Ignore DPS, 5 minutes and 25 seconds, 8 seconds faster than the previous team. No, actually 1 second faster than the previous team. They are already running the Purple Menace, 6 Chronos and no less than that. That is already quite impressive. Now that timer is already kind of good. Like, we know that the timer is going to get much and much better as we move onwards with the Raiding League, but that is already pretty impressive. That's
Yeah, when you compare pug groups to these times, you're like, these times are really good.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been pugging again. Like I've been trying to get back into raiding as a player, and for sure, when I see what's happening out there, I am having a renewed look upon the Raiding League. Like the bronze team are already way better than what you would see by going out there and playing yourself. Moving onwards, however, at the 17th position, we have Primordus goes with a timer of 5 minutes and 21 seconds. They're 4 seconds faster than the previous team, running quite an interesting comp. They took a Boon Thief, if I assume correctly. I mean Boon Daredevil there. 2 Dragon Hunters, 2 Hollows, that classic Power Soul Beast. And yeah, like they completely gave up on stacking Chronos, and they did quite well for it.
I took a look at this one because the Daredevil was an interesting choice, and it turns out it was just a power Daredevil. But if you steal from the Phantasms, you can get a Detonate Ectoplasm.
Oh, so you can run it as a boon class then?
You can, but here they chose not to, so they ran the 10-man Chrono, and I'm assuming the Daredevil as well with Detonate Ectos can help out, with the quickness, so it's just a nice general help out with quickness and everything.
That is a very interesting take, and it goes to show you how people think out their comps before they actually go into the encounters, by trying out, seeing what you can steal from what in the encounter before making a comp decision. Congratulations to Primordus goes rah for this, and we move onwards to the 16th position, 3 seconds faster than Primordus. It is Gorseval won't hit you, Aegis. They are actually a bunch of liars. They completely gave up on the blue class. I mean, then again, Chrono can give Aegis. We'll give them that. Chrono can give Aegis, but there is no blue right there beyond the logo, my boys. This is 7 Chrono comp. It is.
I'm hoping for the full Dragon Hunters.
Yeah, I was actually hoping for it. Like, do you actually? That is a very old meme. Digging a whole 10-man Guardian at KC like that. That used to be a thing. I think it was back in 2016 or 2017 that the video actually was released. Very, very fun run coming from a bunch of Snookers members actually. If we have some time at the end of the stream, maybe we'll get to showcase a little bit of that. But for now, we move onwards in the 15th position, 4 seconds faster. And the previous team is go even further beyond. We got 5 minutes 14 seconds, as I just said. We are seeing some balance in that comp. There's only one Chrono. Yeah, Rainbow Comp. That is a good way of putting it. I like that. Thanks, Maru. You're a great analyst. So yeah, like double Soul Beast, we have a Weaver, we have 2 Holosmith, like you can see the power and the presence of CC, and of some very good bestie classes.
Yeah, it looks like they just, from the look of things, they played what they're comfortable with. Playing Chrono is good, sure, but if you don't want to play it or don't feel comfortable play it, you're not always going to do the best DPS. So playing what you're good at, play what you're comfortable with, play even some classes which bring CC, like the Hollows, is just a good way to get a nice time.
Alright, just a very, very quick shout out. Thanks to Guildmm for actually rating us with 37 people and making the stream even better. Moving onwards, however, we have at the 14th rank Commanders with a timer of 5 minutes and 1 second. That's 13 seconds faster than the previous run. They decided to abandon Chrono altogether. There is no purple, and I'm happy. Today, I'm happy.
This is the one which ran the Boon Daredevil.
Yeah.
They actually went for the Boon Daredevil with Detonate Ectos, and I'm genuinely impressed. And as they said, like in their little tagline, it goes, "Slaves to the memes, not the meta." And I'm good on them. That's a good kill.
Yeah, that is for sure a very interesting kill. But like the choice of classes beyond that double Daredevil is quite classic. You know, like triple Holo, triple Soul Beast, very good classes, quite comfortable to play. Like, gotta give it to them, however, for running a non-chrono comp and landing at such a good placement.
It's a good time for non-chrono comp with Boon Daredevil as well. Really impressive. I like it.
Yeah, no, like for sure that is one of the POVs I would like to watch, just beyond, you know, the top of each of the leagues. But yeah, moving onwards, we have Walmart KT, none other than Quantify KT. You know, like at rank 13, they have a timer just below 5 minutes at 4 minutes and 57 seconds. They are running the tried and tested QT comp, you know, with that 7 chrono stack. They're out there. Like, maybe it's actually just Quantify, but on alts, and they decided to go with the same team name, so they wouldn't need to change all of their logos, videos, merch, whatever. Congratulations! Congratulations to Quantify for this. That is very, very good. Like, very, very, very good performance. Congratulations on getting rank 13. At position 12, I have other qualities than DPS, who actually did bring in their very good DPS out there with 6 chronos. A timer of 4 minutes and 53 seconds was awarded to them for their wonderful performance. Congratulations to them. Moving onwards, at the 11th position, we find Codicus Ministry CM, a timer of 4 minutes and 39 seconds, which is already quite a big gap on the previous team. They're running 7 chronos. That is the Quantify team comp. You know, we can't call it the Quantify team comp at this point. 7 chronos, a Berserker, a Druid, and a Renegade. I'm just branding it the Quantify comp. Yeah, the standard, you know, but like Quantify is just sticking to the standard. They've become the standard, or the standard has become Quantify. I don't know how to call it. Congratulations to Codicus Ministry for this. Very good time of 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Moving onwards, we have Lonely Raiders in your area with position number 10. I am actually used to seeing them in the upper silver teams, but right there they are in the bronze league with their 7 chronos, 1 druid, 1 renegade, 1 berserker comp, the Quantify / standard / whatever you want to call that comp. It has performed. They're 3 seconds faster than exactly the same comp. So congratulations on being slightly better than the previous people. You deserve this.
I mean, the times being very close now because the comps are going to be very similar.
Very similar. Like, I mean, I'm actually feeling bad. Like, I don't wanna actually hype this up because it's the same comp. It's almost the same time. We're not seeing any difference. So you know what, Muru? We're moving on. Number 9, we have Legendary Inside, who are running, oh my god, what is that? The standard comp, man, thought 2 seconds faster, which means that they were able to press buttons a little bit better, or maybe they got all their hits as crits. I don't know, I have no idea. Maybe they run infusions and the first team didn't. Congratulations, Legendary Inside. You obviously were the better standard comp players right there. We're gonna be watching your POV. Bravo, bravo. Lads.
One of the big differences for these teams we're going to end up seeing is their strategies on statues and CC, and that's what's going to make the difference now, because the comps are probably going to be the same.
Yeah, like we're just gonna like give whatever we can give to them. Okay, they're going in with stealth. Good pick. It's a middle KC, you know, that's good strat, very strong. It is what is used in Recurrence, is what was used in the raiding tournaments that we had in the previous years. Very strong. And yeah, all the purple classes showing off that 60k plus DPS.
Yeah,
oh
the
boy.
the phases line up perfectly for Chrono, and you get to drop a support by having time warps, which is obviously why they're so strong. We're just going to see them too much.
Yeah, there is one thing that I want to say about running like that middle tactic, however, which is kind of dangerous. It is how the statues are going to spawn. You can basically get any form of an angle that goes from 180 degrees to 90 degrees. However, when it is 90 degrees, it is very dangerous because as you get the statues closer to each other, they can decide not to walk towards Casey, but instead to actually merge somewhere on the way. So you need to pay a lot of attention to how they spawn so that you can handle them in the best way. Sometimes it is down to the fixated people to place themselves on the side of KT to ensure, not KT but KC, to ensure, yeah, I'm sorry, like the Quantify has marked me, I'm sorry, to ensure, to ensure that you do not merge them by accident.
And we saw as well the split mechanic of if you stay too close stacked up, you'll all be one shot. So you have to split and lose DPS, and it's why Chrono is also advantageous because they can cast their phantasms from far away and not lose too much DPS. Oh, also this bit, which I'm sure every person who grinded KC of after the CC not standing too close inside the hitbox to get the conditions. I'm sure so many people died because I know I did when I practiced it and helped out Calamity with it. Standing inside the hitbox, you will just instantly die. You need to be careful.
I mean, actually, about standing inside that hitbox, like there is the usage of the I think it's Glyphostars on Druid, which is stupidly strong right there because you can simply negate all of the damage for almost the entirety of the phase. If you just delay it by 1 second at the start, you will just actually make it piss easy for your team to handle the conditions.
It's true, we can see them running it here. However, if you run Glyph of Stars, you can't run the Spirit of Nature. And Spirit of Nature is very good because when you reactivate it, you get stability. So when KC jumps, instead of having to dodge, you can just keep attacking with stability. So it's kind of like a split decision of, do we want the stability or do we want the safety of not having to die to conditions? So it's like a nice little choice that the Druid can choose between.
Yeah. Like I usually decide to take the glyph beyond the spirit because I'm just gonna assume that my team won't die stupidly. However, you know, sometimes they manage to exceed my expectations in the wrong way.
In Pug, 100% in Pug, someone is going to die. So even in organized groups, we were dying all over the place.
Yeah, so right there we're gonna have a look soon at the last group of statues. You know, I'm itching to see a 90 degrees angle because that's like the worst type of spawn you can
how
get.
they deal with it.
It's actually very annoying when you get that, especially when it's like a race against the clock. So
Here it's full 180.
it's a 180 again. I mean, they got a 180 at the start as well. They pretty blessed run, you know, pretty blessed run. Sadly, Robin scuffed it by taking a Sun Spirit instead of a Storm Spirit. God damn it, Robin! God damn it!
The split mechanic as well. I can imagine if they had the
Oh
the
boy,
summon
2
mechanic,
downs.
it would
Yeah,
have.
the summon mechanic is a pain to
Yeah.
Whoa, that moonwalk from the statue, that was pretty interesting. They had to burst it away from KC, but actually they had enough stacks removed on KC to be able to CC it, so that was pretty key.
If they had enough stacks, they might have been able to CC before he jumped, which would have helped them with their time, but sadly they didn't get.
I mean, that is a very good run. Like, no matter what we say, no matter what the comp is, you know, that's a lot of purple. It is a very good run. Also, you can see the power of Chrono when it comes to doing CC, like that Nesgrok person at the top. He's really been carrying the CC. So, congratulations to Legendary Inside. You had a very good run at KC. You know, 9th position, well deserved. Moving onwards, we're gonna have a look at the 8th position, and that is Apple Core, who got a timer of 4 minutes 33. That's 1 second faster, isn't it? Yeah, that's literally 1 second faster. Same comp, just 1 second.
Those 3 times were
yeah, like
super close.
36, 2 seconds faster, 34, 1 second faster, 33. That is juicy, my dudes. That is actually juicy. All right, let's have a look at what they had in store for us, even though we kind of already know what it's gonna look like. Without further ado, let's jump at it. Give us to end of raids. It's exactly what's gonna happen if everybody keeps stacking the chronos, so please stop doing this, you horrible people.
I can't wait for the new expansion. Maybe we'll see.
Can you see this cheat? They actually made it so that chrono is red in Arc DPS and not purple. they actually try to G-bait us, but we will not be G-baited by this. They're running a full chrono stack. My dudes cannot lie to us.
Too much chrono. Too much.
Too much chrono.
Oh, they got the summon mechanic on this one.
Oh boy, that's an annoyance. If they can actually break the last statue fast enough and do the break bar, they don't have to do the mechanic. That's usually the way people handle it. Okay, that's exactly how they did it.
Yeah, if you get enough DPS, you can skip through the first phase, which is just super nice. Don't not have to worry about mechanics. Just go through the fight easily.
Yeah. I just love seeing that that break bar add-on to our DPS, because only one person apparently CCing, even though that is widely wrong. I like this.
I assume it was accidental CC because they don't want to break the first break bar. They want to just phase it.
Yeah.
So he probably accidentally CC'd while trying to, just cast their abilities.
Definitely so. Like on the damage taken bar, though, you can really see that they are handling the damage quite well. I just want to see a 90-degree angle. That's all I care about at this point, because we're gonna see a lot of chrono pumps, and it's down to how well they can handle mechanics and do the damage. Okay, that's not a 90 degrees, but it's close. It's close. See, they're already moving towards each other. See how dangerous that can be when you get a 90-degree angle? That's what I want to see.
One thing I've noticed throughout this fight as well is they've moved Casey slightly to the side, so they can always quickly attack the left-hand Phantasm, while the right-hand Phantasm is still coming to make sure they don't merge together.
Yeah, that is very good handling of the mechanic right there.
And they chose to CC the second phase rather than DPS it through like they did with the first phase, and obviously using focuses to pull through all the orbs, which is just a nice powerful tool that Chrono has on this.
By the way, someone in the chat just brought it up to us. Muru, can you see these Magic Find, Gold Find, Summer Find buffs on the bar of that renegade? You know what that spells? That spells when you have raiding league at 6 PM, but then you go back to farming Silver Waste at 7.
I know that feeling. One of our members constantly drops down a hero banner and she's like, "Yes, this will save us throughout our kill."
All right. I believe that's 8th place, Linka. See, there is also some very good handling of that Caprese Salad phase right there. They get always less than 20 of the orbs going into Casey, which is very important because the more orbs Casey absorbs, the more damage you're going to take afterwards. It means you need to pay a lot of attention to what you walk into.
Yeah, and that explosion afterwards is guaranteed damage. So if he has too many orbs, you will just get chunked down instantly and lose Scholar if you have Scholar, or even go down if you don't have much HP, like we saw the Warrior just do then.
Okay, that was not a 90-degree angle, but very good handling once again. You can really see in the movement of the players that they are well aware of where the fixations are coming from. One of them is always moving slightly behind Casey in order to ensure that the path cross the least possible.
You've got to be careful with the statues, because as soon as they merge, it's a GG, and you need to try again, and it's such wasted time in that 1 hour that you've got. So you really have to shout out to your team, "Listen, there's a statue coming."
Yeah. See right there, that looks like a merge, but since it is the last phase, they can afford to do it. However, if you get hit by this attack, it actually removes your buffs and the statue gains them, so you really want to avoid that attack.
Yeah,
it is a non-forgiving attack.
It's very brutal if you're not careful, but it's nice to see, like, they just let the statues go and we're like, we'll DPS, oh, he's got the damage bonus taken.
Yeah, like, I mean, who needs to handle mechanics when you can just 7 chrono the DPS away? Moving onwards, we're gonna look at the silver teams in the Raid League, and at the 7th position, we have wonderful ideas, poor execution, with a timer of 4 minutes 1 second. That's already a good 32 seconds faster than the previous team. That is huge, because it's exactly the same team comp. So, you know, I'm excited to see how the teams ahead manage to make that huge of a break, you know, between bronze and silver.
That would probably be the difference between, you know, we saw Core CC in second phase, whereas Wipe might just breeze through second phase with CC with DPS and not have to worry about the CC at all. But then again, It depends what mechanic you get. Because if you get the explosion mechanic, you can't do that because it's just so close. So you might die or slip up, and again, in that hour, you just don't have enough time to grind through RNG. So you need to be very careful about what choices you make.
Indeed. Alright, since we're not going to watch the POVs, we just move onwards. And at the 6th position, we have Cormier. Congratulations, Cormier, for this very good run. 4 seconds faster than the previous team. They're running exactly the same comp, so nice creativity right there. You know, your standard, not to say basic. That's actually how we should call this comp. You know, not standard, just basic. That's basic. That's the way it should be referred to as. Anyways, moving onwards to the 5th position, we have Chronomania CM. Barely 2 seconds faster than Cormier. By the way, hello Cornelie in the chat from Cormier. Actually, they're hating to hear that being called the basic comp. But that's once again the basic comp. You know, like Chronomania is running it as well. Congratulations to them for being barely 2 seconds faster.
I looked at the log for Chronomania actually, and compared to Cormier and Chronomania, Cormier did CC the last phase, whereas Chronomania didn't.
Okay.
But they spent way too long in the last phase, so I'm wondering if maybe CCing it would have helped them. You know, there's always these options where they save time, but they could have got even higher if they CC'd, so you never know.
Okay, I mean, I'm hoping that we get to see something along these lines in the next POV, because going up forward, position number 4, we have Calamity, CA, who got a timer of 3 minutes and 45 seconds, running the basic comp, again, as ever. La meilleure guilde de fer, as they say.
They got better than they got when I was helping them train, so congrats to them.
I mean, they try to still Muru, the top player, Mr. Analyst himself, to try and get a better one. But yeah, so be it. Actually, we're not watching a POV from them. We're simply moving onwards, it seems, as we get to the time number 3, which is Quantify. You know, Quantify in Silver League. Who would have thought? They got a timer of 3 minutes and 42 seconds running their basic comp. You know, like, I mean, you know, you're gonna give credit where credit is due, blah blah. Let's have a look at that POV from the non-Walmart version of Quantify.
The heal skill from the Druid is I'm surprised they didn't run like Healing Spring to cleanse, but I guess maybe they just want big heals during that phase instead. And as we can see, they didn't run the Glyph of Stars, they ran the Elite Spirit, I'm assuming, for the stability, so they can just jump over, so they can just ignore the jump rather than having to dodge through it.
Yeah, I'm just fixing the video quality right there for a second, sorry for that, chat, but yeah, we needed to see the numbers in HD. Because that's a Druid POV, and Druid POVs deserve the HD.
Get to see the Druid DPS popping off.
Yeah.
As mentioned earlier as well.
Yeah, I mean, go on.
Sorry, as mentioned earlier as well, KC takes bonus physical damage, so double Axe Druid to, you know, Axe 5 spin to try and get as much damage as we can to skip that explosion which we just saw there.
You know, I'm kind of enjoying watching that Druid POV. He is running the glyph heal, which is a non-conventional choice. Like usually you would see the spirit. However, the burst healing from that glyph is quite good. Like it is definitely a good way to ensure having everyone have their scholar as you want to get into the next best phase.
Especially for this phase where they're just, you know, constantly tanking the confusion torment.
You can see them using that Celestial Avatar to the fullest here. And yet, not everybody has Scholar. That's just how much damage Casey does when he's going full pizza on the arena. You know, this truly is the Italian boss, in a way, because he does pizza on the ground, and then you have to catch, you know, like the reds and the whites, which are obviously tomato and mozzarella. Like, everything about this boss is Italian. He's gonna go mache any second on you.
Just a small thing that we saw there was the focus. The person who was focused by one of the statues stepped out, so then the statue would do one auto attack and then quickly ran back in. Because while the statue's doing its auto attack, it's stuck in animation and can't walk, so they can kill the other one before it can get to us. So that's like a nice little way of dealing with the statues.
Very, very solid gameplay for sure. See how little stacks Casey is getting? Only 4, 5, and the face is barely, like, almost over. Okay, never mind, they got to 10, 11. You know what, when I'm praising them and they let me down, that's the worst feeling. They got to 20. Oh boy, look at that damage. That's over 50%. That is immense.
This is where we'll see whether they skip the last phase with DPS, or they CC, or this is like where I can imagine these top 3 teams separating. Do they take the CC? Do they do the damage? And all that.
Yeah, see, like, you can really see the druid actually going ham on everything in his arsenal. You know, he's blasting his water fields, he's using the healing glyph on cooldown, sometimes in Avatar even, because you get some extra healing on top of it. There is a lot of effort going into this, and I was expecting them to like sacrifice the person who was down. They still managed to get the rest by using the spirit. Very, very good gaming right there. They killed the statue, the fixation. And they're down to the last bits of the fight as Casey jumps back down to them. The last 5%, 4% needed to be done.
The Casey jumping up is a really annoying part because it takes up so much time and there's nothing you can do. And as we saw then, they had the split mechanic, which meant they couldn't just keep DPSing him and hopefully skip that phase. Or else they'll just all die, so they have to go and split up. And it's one of the RNGs about which mechanic you get, could screw up your time, and it's such a really annoying part of the end of that fight.
I mean, that's one of the difficulties of this fight. I remember back when it was sometimes wildly bugged, like Casey wouldn't go into the next phase, Casey wouldn't go, like, would actually keep doing damage and just spinning around while being involved. So many nice bugs in Wing 3. It is definitely the best wing if you want to have the true Bug Wars 2 experience. Moving onwards, however, to our second position, we find Scuffed Opening GG again, delivering one of the nicest performances with a time of 3 minutes and 38 seconds. They're running the basic comp. I'm just gonna keep at it with the basic. Like, I mean, if you're gonna do me like this, I'm gonna do you like this.
Let's constantly insult Chrono.
I mean, at some point, I hope it's gonna change. You know, like we need bosses where Chrono isn't king. But yeah, congratulations to you. We're gonna watch your POV. You're number 1 in the Silver League. Let's look at it.
In chat, someone's saying they got 320 in training, but 338 inside the hour. That's probably the difference of, you know, Casey jumping up and not being able to hit him, which can just be just a game changer based on what score you get.
Yeah, it is quite annoying. You can already see someone saying shit as they run into it. You get a taste of what's about to happen, my man. Alright, the Berserker just stopping everyone off, and the Chrono's taking over.
We saw there as well, Chrono pre-casting with Greatsword, which you can do when the boss comes down, but it's very close and might end up causing some GGs at the start.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the Scuffed Opening pod comes in, I guess. Like, some people do be scuffing up right there. But yeah, that's a 90 degrees, actually. Almost, no, that wasn't a 90 degrees. That was almost the 90. They managed to make it come as a 180. They killed both of them on top of Casey without any issues. Very good handling of mechanics. 66%. They didn't even need to do any of the mechanics.
Yeah,
they just
set as far down as you can, skip through. It's just a nice clean opening, despite their name being Scuffed Opening.
Scuffed Opening, choked ending sounds very lewd. Yeah, that is correct, Evo. That is very correct. But see, that is actually where you can see the limits of power creep in Guild Wars 2, because this is not the way the raid was meant. I mean, the raid boss was meant to be handled. Here we see people who are able to completely forego any form of mechanic intended in the fight and just DPS their way through it. That is not how it's meant to be done. It is not cool.
I want them either to tone down the damage or just buff all the raid bosses' HP to make up for it. So you actually have to do mechanics, and it becomes way more strategic rather than who can hit their face on the boss as much as possible.
Yeah. See their handling of player movement to make the fixations go in at a 180 degree angle. That is very impressive. Like, no matter how they spawn, they go in a 180 angle, and that is great.
Yeah, really organized as well. I can only imagine how many times they merged by accident, and then people were just like, "Oh, that's over, GG."
But I mean, it's also for the fact that by making them walk all the way, by repositioning them for that kind of walk, you maximize the time you're going to be able to DPS the boss without them being on top of it. So here they actually get all the DPS window that they need to get to the next 33% of the bar and get into the next phase without handling the mechanic whatsoever.
The difference between QT and GG there were that GG got the red and white mechanic rather than the split mechanic, which let them just stay on the boss and DPS. So it might be one of the big, the differences which caused GG and the difference between GG and QT, which is such a shame because it's an RNG grind and it's not...
There is an element of RNG to this.
Yeah.
But that is, I mean, that's what happens when you're playing a game like Guild Wars 2 and doing raid bosses. You're always gonna have a slight RNG element. And that is also part of what's interesting. So. Yeah. I mean, that's what is interesting about the league. It's not about how much you can grind for the perfect kill. It's not about how good you are at doing everything cleanly in one go. It's how consistent are you going to be to get that one good run within an hour frame. Sadly, they had to split,
Yeah, split mechanic again, so then the boss was able to jump up.
Yeah. However, like, a good note there is that no one downed. We saw on previous videos that people downed on the split, and here nobody downed, ensuring a very, very fast and efficient kill. So congratulations to Scuffed Opening GG. You had a very good run. That was clean. That was enjoyable. Yeah, very well done. I guess it's time for us to move onwards to the first position, which is none other than 17 elitists with rank 1. 3 minutes and 15 seconds, 5 seconds faster than the best run Scuffed Opening GG would have given us. But my boy, Muru, you are basic.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna deny it.
Like, where is the specificity of the 17 elitists? I am not entertained.
We had imagination in our sloth kill and then Casey. All that being said, I'm very proud of that time because it's matching the record time.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of it. Props to the team for doing really well. But again, there's not much you can do with how powerful Chrono is. It's such a shame.
Definitely. Alright, let's have a look at it. Okay, the precast of Staff and Greatsword. My man, that is good.
The amount of GGs we had beforehand because of that.
Yeah, you could have maybe just asked Scuffed Opening to invite all 10 of you in the guild, just so you could rep the correct guild right there for this. But yeah, like that is actually very impressive. Like, getting that double precast makes a difference on the final timer, and that is very, very good.
During our training, we ended up, putting a counter of how many people failed their opening because the precast.
The actual balls on the lot of you as the circles fill with that damage, and you're just standing here getting him to 66%. That is very impressive as well. Like, it takes some mental fortitude to be able to just focus on your rotation as you see damage creeping up on you. Right, actually pushed in the chat, 17 Elite is rank 1 globally, rank 1 in Gold League, like, lads. Give, give some place for the elders at some point. Be nice. Don't be basic, be nice. Is there anything else you'd like to say about this skill? Anything you found difficult? Any specificity your team had to overcome here, Muru? Yeah, it sounds like Muru actually disappeared. Alright, F's in the chat for our dear analyst, Muru. He fell off the analyst desk, quite possibly. But he's gonna get back up at some point. We believe in that. Okay,
Hey.
Welcome back, Muru. Welcome back with me. I was just asking, is there anything specific you would like to say about this encounter? Any difficulties, something you had to overcome? Yeah, everyone posted an F in the chat, and by their power combined, you came back to me, so that is great. What do you have to say is the last 18% Yowl going in with the damage?
I think we'll see coming up at the end, having the mechanic difference of splitting or not, or having the, summons was a really big problem for us because we weren't sure, should we stay on the boss, should we keep DPSing, what do we do on the last phase, because there's going to be so much RNG. And luckily we ended up just going, let's slam our face into the boss and just hope.
Yeah, man, that was very good. We saw the mechanic happen right at the end, right there. A very, very good run. Very, very good run, Muru. Once again, congratulations to the 17 Elitists who are managing to top the leaderboard in each boss. Congratulations, you guys are the best in this session of the Raiding League.
It was a really, really good session on our behalf. I'm proud of the entire group for it. So just shout out to them.
Yeah, you get to shield, Muru, just feel free. But yeah, that is it for KC, and here we actually have a leaderboard that is accurate and up to date. Congratulations to 17 Elitist for getting that amazing score that places them in the gold tier, and they are the only ones representing the gold tier. Congratulations again to Scuffed Opening and Quantify for having such very good runs at the top of the Silver League, and Apple Core and Legendary Inside for proving to us that bronze teams, when provided with the same team comp than the gold team and the top silver teams, can do just as well, almost.
Yeah, as someone just said in the chat, the top 5 are improving a lot, which 100% agree. You're seeing these times get a lot closer. It's really, really cool to see 1 or 2 second difference and really imaginative comps and really good comps as well. So it's nice to see teams improving.
But yeah, so once again, I am very happy that we got to see so many amazing performances. No matter what we may joke about with Muru and with the rest of the admin/caster team about the basic comp, it is not given to everyone to have such a display of skill and get such good times simply because they run this specific comp. Here we saw indeed that timers were being beaten and everything was improving from one team to the next, and that is no steal from 17 Elitist to be number 1 with such a good time. It is record run worthy, and we can but commend them for it. The Raid League is the place where you can see this kind of thing happen live, where you can see teams going toe to toe with the record runs. Once again, thanks to everyone who is participating in Raiding League, thanks to all the amazing admin team, thanks to my co-caster today, Muru, over at the analyst desk, who has once again given some great commentary and insight on both the bosses, the tactics employed by the players, and overall mechanics of the raid encounters. Show these last minute images that didn't make it into the PowerPoint. Okay, sure. Let's go ahead. But yeah, so that is,
show their skill in editing.
Yeah, like the actually, you know, we're gonna need to have an update on this because that is still with the wrong timer for CA on Slothazor. So this is to be taken with a grain of salt. Yet we will be going to this still. I just want also to thank all the wonderful people coming to watch us out there on the raiding league. Remember to donate, you know, that is very important to make a bigger prize pool, to grow the event up. We have secured, once again, sponsorship from ArenaNet, but it is up to you, the players, to keep participating, to keep donating, to grow it bigger and bigger so that one day we might be the #1 PvE event on Guild Wars 2. You're already quite close to being it, but, you know, always gotta push it forward. Okay, housekeeping. Maybe Evo is gonna join us in the voice channel to talk a little bit about it. But otherwise, I can just read the content of this slide. Donations for Winter Split are complete. The stretch goal for retroactive round rewards is active. So please remember to donate. The bot comment is in the chat if you are unsure where to send everything. I believe Evo has just joined us. Please speak up. It is your turn.
Hello. Yeah, you could have just read it. I would have been fine with that, but it's called me out. Yeah, so donations for the Winter Split are complete. Our stretch goals are for retroactive round rewards is active. If we don't those stretch goals, we're going to take those donations and keep them for the next split, which will be the spring split, occurring from April to June. I think that's a month's work, right?
That is correct.
Muru, we love having you on here, and yeah, we don't want to overwork you though. So, if people are interested in helping out, doing analyst work, we'd like to have you guys on a rotating cast so the workload is less. And even this week, we had 40 logs to go through, right? Like, managed to do it within the 30. Yeah, you managed to do it within the 36 hours that we given you the data, but like you need to sleep, obviously. So ideally, we would like to have another analyst split that work with you, and rotate in analyst if we still have the 2-boss system. To one boss will be you, second boss is someone else, and just rotate. So if you guys are interested in the stream, if you're interested in doing some analyst work, hit me up, and we'll see what we can arrange.
All right. So yeah, that is it. So like Muru especially has a tough because he is not only competing and giving it his all, but he is also doing the analysis work all by himself. Of course, the Raiding League casting team isn't specifically comprised of me plus an analyst. We're gonna have Mela as a co-caster and able to handle some analysis himself. We're looking forward to the finale of this season of the Raid League because we're going to be doing a much bigger event, obviously, either on his or on Aaron's stream to be decided and disclosed, so you can look forward to all of this. This is now the end of this month's Raiding League. I was your host, Sa Majesté. With me today at the analyst desk was Muru. Thanks again to him for having done such an amazing work as my aide and the aide of the entirety of the Raid League admin team. And without further ado, I'm going to ask you guys to refer me to a very cool person to host and send all of our positive raiding energy to. If you have anyone in mind, write the name in the chat and we will go with a raid. Twitch raid though. Oh, Roy's up? I mean, if my boy Roy is up, even if he doesn't do the PvE, he's an amazing person. That is one of the person I would be very happy to co-host with. Like, a very, very great caster. Actually, we will... Okay, a lot of people are asking for Dixon. Like, the energy is split. Okay, I guess we can go for Dixon. And keep the raid energy up. So, yeah. I'm out.